And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. So guys, just over 24 hours left to go in the January transfer window, and there is still expected to be a few twists and turns. In today's sort of live stream though, Fabrizio Romano has provided some huge Rangers transfer news. Of course, we'll go to discuss that in today's live stream. Indeed. Now, Oscar Cortez, the first and foremost deal, guys, as I said, that's signing number 3. That is a done deal. And basically, again, hasn't been announced tonight, but will be announced on transfer deadline day. Apparently, the medical has been completed and has been in Glasgow. You guys in the sort of investigation team, fans around, have noticed, of course, that the story placed on Instagram was actually a Glasgow hotel and was enjoying some Scottish salmon, if you like. So that announcement, guys, is going to be very, very, very soon and will be unveiled and announced as a Rangers player, hopefully tomorrow, which is good to see. Now, in terms of other news, guys, of course, there has been well documented for much of the January transfer window has been the talk of Rangers potentially landing a new left back. Now, who this new left back was going to be has come and gone in loads of different areas. Rangers at the start of the transfer window put a bid in for Owen Beck. Now, Owen Beck was a player that they fancied, done well at Dundee, and actually he's gone back to Dundee. I did state at the start of the transfer window, watch that Owen Beck story, but the only problem why he couldn't play for Rangers or Celtic is because Liverpool paid him in a match. Then, of course, there was the Josh Doig story. Then there, of course, was other stories. Was the Ajax boy or the guy who plays for Ajax's academy. He emerged as a potential target as well. And then out of nowhere, Fabrizio Romano came up with a player from Fluminense by the name of Hefty. And Hefty is a player, of course, that is currently out on loan at Applewell. However, despite this being our next move and the move that was supposed to be happening very, very soon, it was supposed to be signing number 3, there was still a few hurdles in place as to why we couldn't really done deal it. Everyone was saying the negotiations went very, very well with, of course, Fluminense. A bid was sort of accepted. All of the rest of it, and Hefty, of course, wanted to go and join Rangers this January. However, as stated, Fabrizio Romano has provided a major update this evening and stated that the deal has indeed collapsed as Applewell are not willing to break loan for the second half of the season. However, he did go on to state that Rangers have a verbal pact in place to reactivate the option to sign Hefty in the summer transfer window. The deal really could happen in June. So, obviously, a few bits and pieces to break down from that. Of course, the first bit being that Hefty will not be joining Rangers on loan. The initial deal was going to be with a loan with an option to buy, I believe, come the end of it. There was something to do with a £400,000 compensation. There's also talk from the Applewell president as well that they weren't giving up hope that they were going to sign the player for on a permanent transfer. They were also stated, or the Applewell president basically came out and stated that there was something to do with £400,000, the transfer fee, and that they were willing to pay the fee. However, due to I think 11 Cypriot clubs currently going for a transfer embargo, this became sort of impossible, and the Cypriot side were unable to get a deal over the line for him. However, following this, of course, Rangers took advantage and contacted Fluminense himself after impressing in the Cypriot first division. And the way that Rangers had seen it is that they, I think, managed to negotiate a deal with Fluminense, and Hefty, the player himself, actually wanted to go to Rangers, and reports stated out in Cyprus that in fact he was AWOL for a considerable amount of time whilst going elsewhere. So wanted that move, was trying to push the move. However, Applewell was always down for them. They had to have the final say on it because they currently do have the player out on loan themselves. They currently have him on loan. That's like us loaning Abdallah Sima and basically someone coming in this January transfer window, signing him when we already have an agreement in place. So again, I understand from Applewell's point of view, but of course still frustrating on our end because we're not going to be landing the new left back, and I just felt it would have been quite good to give him that extra 6 months to maybe bed into the squad, play a few games, and then be ready to go for the pre-season in the summer as a Rangers player. However, the good thing and the caveat to all of this is that Rangers do have a verbal pact. I mean, I don't listen to verbal pacts as such, really, especially with South American clubs. They are cowboys, more money probably being offered. They will take that bid later on. So I don't really necessarily believe in the old verbal pact as something is said. But as stated, Fabrizio Romano did state that Rangers do have a verbal pact in place to reactivate the option to sign Jefty in the summer transfer window. So the deal is definitely not dead in the water, but someone we're going to have to wait for until the end of the year. But again, the wait will probably go on for a new left back, which is actually okay if you think about it. We've got Borna Barisic in place at this moment in time. We've also got Ridvan Yilmaz is there as well. So it's not the end of the world with regards to we need to get a left back this January transfer window. It's not a needs must, I don't think. Yes, it would become a needs must if Barisic doesn't get a new deal. It would have become a needs must if Ridvan Yilmaz was constantly injured like he was previously. But Ridvan's really coming into a game at this moment in time. He looks like a good player. And as I said, for those of you that don't like Borna, he's done it for 6 years. He's hot and cold. But as a backup towards Ridvan Yilmaz, I think we have enough in that area to not go into the market again this January and find a replacement left back. I think Jefty, if he's our man, we've got to stick with him, go for him in the January transfer, in the summer transfer window. That'd be absolutely perfect. However, guys, as stated, there is 24 hours to go. No sniff yet of anything else in this January transfer window with regards to any signings. As I said, Oscar Cortez will be unveiled soon, but could there be a few more twists and turns with regards to a striker? Well, that's the interesting part. There potentially could be, but with regards to names at this moment in time, I haven't got any names for you. I haven't got any names for you in terms of a striker. All I know from Rangers sources is that Rangers potentially are interested in a striker this January. But again, like this January transfer window has been for Rangers, it's not always been names that we've been linked to for a long time. They've always been far-fielded names that you've never really heard of. Mohamed Diamande, of course, Oscar Cortez, and of course Jefty. So potentially the striker could be a far left option. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see with regards to that one, most certainly. But guys, as always, please do smash the old like button, hit the subscribe button, and do let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below with regards to this deal. Do you reckon we'll sign him in the summer? Yes or no? And then secondly, do you think we'll genuinely sign a striker this January transfer window? If so, yes or no? Let me know which name down there in the comment section below. Who do you think Rangers will bring in through the door before January? But anyway, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.